All right, let's take a look at this problem here. So it says Elena knows that 5 servings of granola is going to have 1750 calories. So that's what I just read right there. And it seems like pretty important information. So I'm going to write this down. I'm going to put 1750 calories. And that is for 5 servings. 5 servings. Now, the first question is, if she eats 2 servings of granola, that is a trapezoid. I wanted a rectangle. Let's see if I can draw a rectangle here. Bam. How many calories does she eat? Now, I'm given 5 servings, right? 5 servings is 1750 calories. So what is then 1 serving? How many calories is just 1 serving? Well, we don't know that, right? But we can divide these two, right? I'm going to divide the denominator by 5 and the numerator by 5. And 1750, so 5 divided by 5, it's just 1. So 1 serving, right? 1750 divided by 5, so 1750 divided by 5, that is 350. So that's 350 calories. 350 calories per serving. And this is pretty important because a lot of people, when they want to be more healthy, they want to count their calories, intake, and things like that. And in order for you to do that, well, you're going to have to do some math. So 1 serving represents 350 calories. Okay, well then, if it's 2 servings of granola, how many calories does she eat? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. And that is my unit rate, basically meaning the denominators is 1. And then, so 2 servings of granola. So right now I only have 1 serving. So what would be 2 servings? 2 servings of granola. Well, what you can do is just multiply by 2. So 1 times 2 is 2 servings. And 350 times 2 is actually 750. So, or 700. So 350 times 2 is 700. Oops, not 750. 700 calories. So what we learned is that in 2 servings of granola, she consumes 700 calories. So it says 700 calories. And let's check if that's true. And the answer is correct, 700 calories. So if she wants to eat 175 calories of granola, how many servings does she eat? Okay, well, if you get 350 calories, right? 350 calories, there's our unit rate. Actually, 175 is half of 350, I'm pretty sure. So let's see, 350 divided by 2 is 175. So what I can do is I'm actually going to divide the top by 2 and the denominator by 2. And that is going to make the numerator 175 calories. And that is going to make the denominator half a serving, right? Or 0.5 serving, because 1 divided by 2 is just 1/2. So that means that half of a serving is 175 calories. So she should eat half of a serving. And let's see if that's right. And yep, that's right, half of serving. And then write an equation to represent the relationship between the number of calories and the number of servings of granola. So it depends how you want to write that, but let's take a look here. So this, I want you guys to know right now, this usually represents my y, and this represents my x. And I'll show you guys later why, but just trust me that that's how that works, okay? And so when you write your equation, you want to write it like this: y equals kx. So what does y represent in this scenario? It actually represents calories. So y represents calories, and x represents servings. And this right here, this k, is actually this part right there. 350 calories, the unit rate or the constant of proportionality. So if we represent C, so we're gonna have to use these letters. So if C represents, I'm gonna use I don't know, red. If C represents the number of calories, right, and S servings, so we're gonna have to use these letters, right? So then let's do Y equals, not Y, Y is calories, so C, right? So we now have to replace Y with C is equal to K, which is 350 over 1, X, which is servings, and then X is represented by S. So my answer is going to be C is equal to 350S. Okay, that's a weird looking rectangle. I think that's a trapezoid again. So it's C equals 350S, right? But you don't have to write it that way. Let me show you why this works, right? So 5 servings of granola, right? Have 1750 calories. So I'm gonna show you guys that this equation actually works. So 5 servings of granola. So what I'm gonna do is 5 servings of granola, 350 times 5, because that's 5 servings of granola, and equals 350 times 5. 350 times 5 is in fact 1750. You see that? 1750. So that's C is equal to 1750. So this equation works, right? So that's the first one. Or if you want to flip it around, you can do it like this. You can do 1 serving is equal to or represents 350 calories, right? So we just flipped it around. This is basically the same thing, but it does change our equation a little bit. So this one serving right here represents Y. So that's gonna represent Y, and that's gonna represent X, okay? So then if we were to follow this Y equals KX form, now Y represents servings, X represents calories, and then this K represents this, maybe I'll just do this in a different color. This K, the constant of proportionality, represents this right there. So remember why we said servings, we said that it is S. So we're gonna write S is equal to 1 over 350 calories times X, which is RC. And that is our equation that we have right there. And you're like, Mr. Kim, I don't believe you. Well, let's take a look. So let's just say that we were given 170 calories of granola, right? And we said that represents half a serving. So 175 calories of granola. So I'm gonna put 175 for this, right? Because this represents my calories. So it's gonna be S is equal to 1 over 350 times, what did I say? 175. So 175, right? So S is equal to 1 over 350. By the way, 175, that's a 5 by the way, is the same thing as 175 over 1. So it's gonna be, because any whole number could be put into a fraction, and 1 times 175 is 175, and then 350 times 1 is 350, which by the way is a half. Why? 175 divided by 350 is equal to a half, right? 0.5 is half, so 0.5. And if you take a look, what was it? It was a half, right? So this is very important, right? There are always 2 ways to write an equation. Okay, it really depending on how you write the constant of proportionality. Okay, so if you write it like this, then your equation is gonna look like this. But if you write it like this, the constant of proportionality, your equation is going to look like this. And you could always check by putting in numbers like I did right here. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.